How's it going, everyone? I found this post on Business Insider. An employee asked to go remote. Her CEO says he outsourced her job to India instead and saved 40% on labor costs. Apparently, the CEO bragged to the Wall Street Journal about what he did and then proceeded to talk about how the new wave of remote work is on the way and how you bringing up remote work to your boss could threaten your job. Asking to work remotely on a permanent basis, the company could outsource their job instead. This whole argument is so silly. So should you just not ask to work remote and delay and increase the time you have until your boss realizes they can hire remote and outsource you? Is that the argument here?
If you can work remote, why shouldn't I outsource you?
Time zones, language and communication, security reasons, government restrictions. I've said it before, I'll say it again. If you wanting to commute to your job has no bearing on whether your company will want to save money by outsourcing or not. They're never going to be like,
oh, you do want to commute to the office? Okay, we just won't save 40% then.
That's not how it's going to go. People that have had full-time office jobs and never worked remote have still been outsourced. The only thing bringing up remote work might do is remind your boss that they can save money. So I went and found the Wall Street Journal article, and this is what the CEO actually had to say about it, and it's so douchey. The idea came to Johnny Taylor Jr. early last year after one of his employees made a case that her technology position could be done anywhere. She asked to work remotely in North Carolina. And here's what the CEO actually said. Then a light bulb went off, and he basically used that as a way to pivot and talk about how, welcome to the next wave of remote work. Companies have learned that employees could be productive from afar thanks to remote working tech like Zoom and Dropbox. Outsourcing people to save money is nothing new. The pandemic did not cause this to be a sudden realization for CEOs. This is my favorite argument. Now, companies are responding to lingering labor shortages and rising wages by sending jobs overseas, according to labor consultants. Here's the question, though. Why the shortages? Are your wages so low that they're not livable here? And you've just manufactured your own shortage? Here's Johnny C. Taylor, the person who fired their employee. He's the CEO of the giant HR company that tries to create a better workplace or something. You tell me.
For 75 years, SHRM has led HR to drive change.
But in reality, HR does not exist to help the employee. HR exists to help the employee, help the company, and protect the company from the employee. Anyways, if you look at his LinkedIn page, it's like corporate church. He has all these videos where he's walking around on the stage preaching to his HR disciples.
And in that same vein, we are all one HR. We are HR practitioners, each of us.
I'm surprised nobody's speaking in HR tongues there, to be honest. But the best part about this whole thing is that the CEO's page is just plastered with things about how to give employees flexibility, how to treat employees better, how to listen to your employees, and all this stuff. Let me show you what I mean. Here's one of his posts. With an economic slowdown and unemployment rising, thanks to you, literally, you must maintain a strong workplace culture and find out what truly matters to your team. Have you considered what your employees want right now? Well, your employees want to work remote. And I guess you considered it for a whole 10 seconds before a light bulb went off and you outsourced them. Same classic stereotype for the CEO. He's got like 4 different jobs all at the same time. Human capital expert in residence, president and CEO full-time, lead independent director, board member at Guild Education, that's present. Such a shame to see the CEO of a giant HR company that influences other companies all over the world really drop the ball like this. Speaking of balls, today's sponsor is Manscaped, and if they approve this segue, you have to go support them. If you didn't know, the month of April is actually Testicular Cancer Awareness Month, so Manscaped has partnered with the Testicular Cancer Society to bring awareness to it. It's actually the most common form of cancer for men between the ages of 15 and 35, and I'm 32, so I'm taking it pretty serious. Now, I myself have been a member of the lawn and garden section, you might say, for quite some time. Now, I thought it was only natural to clean up real quick before I did this sponsor. Maybe you didn't notice, but I just got a nice clean shave, and I also shaved my face. So I'd like to start off and tell you about how you can keep that coin purse nice and smooth, and I'm not talking about this one. You see, I actually have the Performance Package 4.0, and inside of that, well, let me show you. To start off, I usually use the Beard Hedger. Now, I can't really grow a beard, and when I do, I don't look very manly, I just look homeless. However, this is still perfect for that nice, smooth, close-up trim. Now, for the boys, I use the Lawnmower 4.0. Manscaped has their proprietary skin-safe technology specifically designed to trim hedges on loose skin. But Manscaped doesn't stop there. They make sure you cover all your bases. You get the Ball Preserver, along with some Crop Reviver Ball Toner. Yeah, you heard that right. This ball deodorant will change your life. In addition, they included a special gift, the Weed Whacker 2.0, so you can take care of these shrubs in your nose and your ears. And when you're finished with all of that, you can set the boys down in some nice, soft performance boxer briefs that are also included. So if you're in need of some manscaping, I highly recommend you check it out because right now it's 20% off and free shipping if you use my code FLUKE at manscaped.com. That's 20% 20% off and free shipping with code Fluke at manscaped.com. Hop into the best deal of the year with Manscaped. And as they say, well, let me just pull the box and show you. Your balls will thank you. Here's another post that's pretty ironic. There's a lack of talent in the workplace right now. Yeah, literally thanks to you. Here's what we know. Employers are finding older workers to be a new source of talent. Here's what we know. If you ask Johnny C. Taylor to work remotely, he might fire you instead and just send your job to India and save 40%. He has some pretty boomer takes too. And before anyone gets offended, when I say boomer, I mean mindset, not literal age. In this clip, he talks about your company apparel culture. Yes, meaning the culture around what people wear to work every day and how that's important.
But you've got to be really clear about who you are and how you operate. An example, I had a young man come into the office to interview for a technology job. He was in shorts and a t-shirt. And I looked at him almost shocked because he showed up to an interview with the CEO. And I said, what's this all about? His response was, this is the way they dress at Apple and all of the tech companies. And I kind of jokingly thought, yeah, but the sign above this door said SHRM, not Apple. So you needed to take a moment and understand how things operate here.
What a douchey thing to say. So a software developer from a world-class company comes to interview with you and you say, this is SHRM, not Apple. People that work in technology dress like that. You don't have to be dressed up in a suit and tie to sit in a corner and program all day.
That opportunity to explain to him what our culture is. We are in the business of elevating HR. And in doing so, everyone who shows up has to represent our profession.
Wouldn't you want to judge that person on their ability and what they can do for you and the profits they can bring to you? Here's another one. Every one of us has made mistakes, and everyone deserves a second chance. But most importantly, we all deserve the dignity of work, except if you're the person who asked to work remote. Here's another great one. Are you committed to creating a work environment that promotes employee well-being? Give them mental health days. Offer a flexible work schedule. As long as that flexible work schedule isn't remote, you should be okay. The work from home era is coming to an end for millions of Americans, that's for sure. At least for one person, you know, the one that you fired. Are you prioritizing your company culture to retain its employees? As long as it's not remote, I guess you are. Sympathy is about being nice, but empathy is much deeper than that.
Empathy is the solve. It's the connector. Why? Because it helps us create workplaces that welcome everyone on equitable terms with equal opportunity to shine, to add value.
I absolutely love it when leaders talk about having empathy and how that creates a better workplace, but then somehow that empathy is nowhere to be found when it's time for mass layoffs or your promotion can't happen or, sorry, that raise just isn't in our budget.
You must be an extreme listener to engage in empathetic leadership. So the only way that I can be empathetic is to listen to you extremely well.
You can sit there and listen, but you don't have to do anything. We all know that. Anyways, just another day in the world of corporate where a CEO says one thing and then does something else. Are we going to get outsourced because we're asking to work remote? Leave a comment. Let me know what you think. I don't think so. If you enjoyed the video, click that like button and subscribe if you'd like to see me take on the corporate world some more. Having said that, I hope everyone's doing well, and I'll see you in the next one.